Hello and welcome to 10.4 day 2. Today we're going to continue working to solve quadratic equations using square roots. However, we're going to have some problems today in which the squares when we square root aren't perfect squares, and so we're going to be doing some rounding today. So you're going to need a calculator. And make sure you are getting the questions that have no solutions correct. And make sure you are getting the questions that have, with the positive and the negative part of the answer. So, here we go. As I mentioned just a little bit ago, sometimes you're not going to have perfect squares. That's totally okay. Here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be rounding nearest hundredth. So the first question here, I would start by adding the 11 and then getting 18, and then it's dividing by 3 to get 6. And like I said, when I square root 6, it's not a perfect square. You just round your answer to the nearest hundredth. You're going to be using a calculator for this. And just like yesterday, make sure you have positive and negative, the positive and negative version of that number. Okay, so I'm going to go over a couple of these here. I'm just going to pick one to go over. I'll do this bottom one. So I'm going to add 7, and 2p squared equals 9. Divide by 2, divide by 2. And so p squared equals, now if the 2 was a perfect square, the 9 is, let's say the 2 was like 4, I would just square root both sides and leave it as a fraction. But since 9 is a perfect square and 2 isn't, I'm going to just write it as the decimal form. And then I'm going to square root that. And I'm just going to use my calculator. Square root of 4.5 is positive or negative 2.12 if I round to the nearest hundredth there. And that's all there is to that. Now here the problems are a little bit different. And that's because we have a set of parentheses here. So I'm going to start by dividing by 6 on this one. And that gives me 7. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to square root both sides. Now the square root of 7 is positive and negative 2.65. What the best thing to do is, to write the two equations out separately. So write that out there and then write out the negative one as well. And this is going to help you get both your answers. So you're going to have to do two things here. It's kind of annoying, but your answers aren't going to be the same numbers like they have been before. Okay, so I'm solving each one individually here. It's the easiest way to do this here is after you square root, write 1, write 2, solve each one of those. So I'm going to do a couple of these for you guys. Let's see, they all look pretty similar. This one here, we'll divide by 3. Divide by 3. T plus 5 to the second power equals 8. I'm going to square root both sides. I'm going to see what the square root of 8 is. Square root of 8 is 2.83. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do t plus 5 equals negative 2.83, and then t plus 5 equals positive 2.83. I guess I need to put the plus sign there. And then I'm just going to add 5. Add 5. T equals, and then t equals, there you go. So, oh, I did that one wrong. I added, oops. Okay, there we go. So, feel free to use the calculator for this section. Totally okay. In fact, probably going to need it. I'm going to go over this question as a class. There's a few questions in your homework that look like this, and I just want to reiterate that strategy of what you should do if there is a fraction. And what you're going to do is you're going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal. And that normally should work out pretty well for you there. So that gets the 3 is reduced, and 2 is reduced to 1, and then you have x minus 3, and those reduce, that equals 33, and then you can solve. So you're going to see a couple problems like that in your homework. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in class tomorrow.